Universities in US are very safe places. Universities in US treasure diversity. In fact, in my university, diversity and inclusivity is part of the university's mission. And you can actually, when you search for universities, you can go to the president's, vice chancellor is called president. You can go to the president's office and look at some statements made by the university of what they mean by inclusivity, what they mean by diversity. And I can honestly tell you that we treasure students coming to us from everywhere, and there is no discrimination on university campuses. And so you don't have to fear that at all. Outside on the street is a different matter, but then it's fine. You know, once in a while you will meet a rowdy element. But then rowdies are there everywhere, no. You must learn how to deal with it. So we give some simple tips. No, don't go out alone, even for shopping. Go with 2 or 3 people, you know. There's nothing dangerous. I'm just saying some simple things. So anyway, universities are very inclusive. They encourage student clubs. India Student Association is one of the biggest student clubs in Bowling Green State University, my university, and like that there is Chinese Student Association, Korean Student Association, and there are many student associations. In fact, the university gives money to India Student Association. We have a budget of $5,000, which we use to do different kinds, like we have a very grand Deepavali celebration, and then that we spend most of our money on that. And in second semester we do Holi. We have a freshers welcome party in the first semester, second semester. We screen Indian movies and all of that, and the budget comes completely from the university. Okay, so don't stop yourself from applying simply because you heard somewhere that Indians are being targeted. What you read in the news is real, but then the newspapers will pick up those incidents. No, a newspaper won't tell you yesterday 10,000 Indian students in US went home safely and had 8 hours of sleep. That's not news. But if one tragic incident takes place where an Indian is targeted and killed, that is splashed all over. So yes, those things have happened, but you're fine. And it doesn't matter, any state, not just my state, any state, universities are very safe places. Okay? So where else should I start? So that's 1. 2, you need to be good in English. That's very important. You need to be good in written English, and most Indian students do not have a problem with that. You also need to be good in spoken English. So that is very important, particularly in the area of media and communication. That is our medium, no? Will you admit somebody in mathematics if they cannot add numbers? No. Similarly, in media and communication, it's very difficult to admit students who cannot write in English, and that happens to be the language there. Okay, so this is not a major problem for Indians, but that is something you need to keep in mind. Also take a lesson from Chinese students. Chinese students, English was their weakness. Today Chinese students are so good in English, they learn it. And Indian students, we have been talking English, if especially you went to an English medium school. So that's another one. What else? Those are some general ideas. So talking about what are some of the, in terms of researching, so definitely you need to research. If you want to go to US, you need to ask yourself why. Okay, why do you need to go? What do you want to do? Okay, US is a good place if you want to go pick up technical skills. Most of any average college or university will have very, very good equipment, good studios, and so it's a good place. However, Many master's programs are not production oriented. Many master's programs are mass communication, which is geared to theory and research. All right. However, there are some very, very good schools that offer masters in production. One of the disadvantages of applying to master's programs is many times they don't carry that many fellowships. Fellowship is like a scholarship. So you may have to contribute from your own personal funds. US is a great place for doing PhD. The quality of programs is very good. Regardless, in US we don't have bad universities. You may have very, very good universities and good universities. There's nothing like bad. Any average university will have 20, 25 faculty, will have all the facilities. The faculty themselves have to do lots and lots of research. Otherwise, a faculty member in US cannot survive without publications and papers. So you will have good faculty and good facilities, and so the quality is good, generally. So I find that Indian students, or at least many Indian students, are very brand label conscious. Oh, I want to go to Stanford University. I want to go to Harvard University, That is called, Stanford University is very good. But then Bowling Green State University, where I work, is also good. Okay? You will get good education. And probably if you do PhD, you will even get a good job. So go by, if you're especially doing PhD, go by the quality of the faculty. Okay? PhD, of course, you're not interested in studios and all that, quality of the faculty. So research, know what you want to do. There are many things you can do. Within PhD, you can specialize in communication, journalism, mass communication, lots of interdisciplinary areas like international communication, intercultural communication, all of these. So go to the library, go to the university that you are interested in, and please spend some time and check it out. These days, compared to our days, searching has become so easy. You can go search, go to the department that you're interested in and look at a faculty. And usually there'll be a page with all the faculty bios. Look at the bio. Look at what research they are doing. And then, for example, if you go and look at mine, it will say Dr. Melkot does research in communication and social change and health communication. So if you're interested in health communication, you need to note it down. Okay, there's one person here. And usually there's more than one person. There are at least 5 people in my school who teach some aspect of development communication. It's not called development communication necessarily, but with some of the ideas we are talking about. So do good research. And the other thing is, if you like a certain faculty member's bio, email that person. American professors do not mind getting email. Feel free, send email. And if they don't reply within a week, send another email. Okay? Try 3 times. If they don't reply the 3rd time, forget. But most people will reply and they will give you information. So make contact. All right. So your research must be good. Select between 3 to 5 universities that you want to apply. Read up all the requirements. I can tell you what the general requirements are, but some universities may have more requirements. Some of the requirements for admission, there are 2 kinds of admission. You can get straight admission, or you can get admission with fellowship. Fellowship, some universities they call it as assistantship. Fellowship or assistantship is on top of admission. So what does fellowship mean? In my university, I can use my university as the example, but it is very common, it's very similar in other universities. We mostly admit PhD students only. Our master's program is very, very small, and our master's program is not production oriented. It is, even though we have some extremely good studios and all that, we don't offer production at the master's level. Our master's is preparatory to PhD. So our master's is theory, research, and specialization in some focus area. So we offer between 7 and 10 fellowships every year. A fellowship generally means you can get a 20-hour fellowship, a 15-hour or a 10-hour fellowship. 20-hour fellowship means we will ask you to work for 20 hours in a week as a teaching assistant. You'll be asked to teach to undergraduate students in the introductory classes. Or you could be a research assistant. You will be assisting a professor with his or her research. Sometimes it could be a combination of both. In return for that, you will get certain rewards. You will get a stipend. Right now, stipend at Bowling Green, in my department, is $700 per month. $700 is not bad. You know, you can live okay. You can't go shopping, you know, all that, but you can live. Most of the time, you're not going to be shopping. You're going to be in the department. As they say in US, it is between department and apartment. Or if you want a more colorful thing, it is between advisor and Budweiser. Most of the time you will be, as a postgraduate, you will work a lot. There's a very strong work culture in US.
This has to be emphasized.
That is
Students take it for granted, you know,
yeah.
that it's like, you know, I mean, any Indian universities where they can spend only 6 hours, 8 hours in a day.
Americans are workaholics. Americans, 8 o'clock means at 8 o'clock everybody will be in their seat. If the office is over at 5 o'clock, they'll be working till 5 o'clock. And so they're workaholics. They really work. They play hard, they work hard. Students spend anywhere from about 18 hours in the university between assignments and library and all that. So basically your life, you're coming there for a purpose and you just have to, you know, do it. You have to hunker down and do it. And so $700 is enough, and I wouldn't say, I mean, it's more than enough. You're allowed to work on campus without any permission. Any job within university campus, international students can work. And you can go and work in the main student union in the canteen, all student workers only. Oh, that's the other thing. American kids or American men and women, they work. Even they start working from the age of 16 to get pocket money. And so that work culture is very strong. So there are lots of student jobs in the dining section, in different offices, and if you're lucky you could get a job. However, if you have a 20-hour assistantship, you're not allowed to pick up more. The maximum you can do is 20. If you do not get a fellowship, then, there's a second reward for getting a fellowship. Your tuition is free. So at Bowling Green State University, if you get assistantship, you get a stipend, you get an appointment as a TA, and you don't have to pay tuition. So it's very, very affordable. If you don't get fellowship, assistantship, then you have to pay fees yourself. Sometimes they provide tuition scholarship, but otherwise you have to pay yourself, and this can get a bit expensive. So I tell people, don't come to States unless you can get a fellowship. Keep trying, don't put your own money, take bank loan and come, because it is possible to get a fellowship. If you have a good academic record and a few other things that I'm going to tell you, it's not very difficult to get in. And be prepared for hard work for 3 to 4 years if you're coming for PhD. because once you come in, they can dismiss you at any time if you're not doing. That is the one thing. In America, they reward you very well. They don't care if you're an American, Indian, Chinese, Korean. If you do good work, you get rewarded. But if you don't do well, they'll punish you very badly too. It works both ways. If you're not doing well, your professor will fail you. And if you fail, your GPA goes down, you go on probation, and so both ways it works. So you must be really committed to this whole thing when you're coming. What are some of the other requirements? Most universities require an English test, TOEFL, or there are many other tests now. You need to take that, and you need to, I don't know the scale and I cannot tell you what score you should get, but you should score in the upper percentile scores of that. Most Indian students, probably all don't have a problem with that, simply because exposed to English, that's not a problem. And most universities